Ethan Carter grew up in a quiet neighborhood in Ohio, where nothing really big ever seemed to happen. Every morning looked the same, every street looked the same, and for a long time, Ethan believed his life would be the same too. He wasn't the smartest in school, and he wasn't the most talented either. Most people saw him as just average. The kind of person you wouldn't expect much from. But what nobody knew was that Ethan had something quietly growing inside him, something he didn't even fully understand yet. Every day, Ethan would wake up with ideas in his head. Big ideas. He wanted to build something, create something, become something more. But there was a problem. His mind wouldn't stay focused long enough to make any of it real. He would sit down to work, then get distracted. He would start something, then stop halfway. One moment he felt motivated, the next moment he felt lazy. His mind was all over the place, and it controlled everything he did. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Nothing changed. Ethan stayed stuck, watching other people move forward while he remained in the same place. One evening, he was sitting alone in his room, scrolling through his phone, when he suddenly paused. He looked around and realized something uncomfortable. The problem wasn't his environment. It wasn't his background. It wasn't even other people. The problem was his mind. At that moment, Ethan made a quiet decision. He wasn't going to let his thoughts control his actions anymore. From that day forward, he would take control, no matter how uncomfortable it felt. The next morning, things didn't magically become easy. When his alarm rang early, his mind told him to go back to sleep. But this time, he didn't listen. He got up anyway. When he sat down to work, his mind told him to check his phone. He ignored it. When things became difficult, his mind told him to quit. He stayed. It wasn't about motivation anymore. It was about discipline. Day after day, Ethan kept making the same decision. Not the easy decision, but the right one. He trained himself to focus, even when he didn't feel like it. He trained himself to continue, even when progress felt slow. At first, nothing seemed to change. The results were small, almost invisible. But something deeper was happening. His mind was getting stronger. Weeks later, Ethan noticed something different. He could sit longer without distractions. He could finish what he started. He no longer needed to feel motivated to take action. Months passed, and the same person who once struggled to stay focused was now consistent. The same person who used to quit halfway was now finishing everything he started. People began to notice. And once he did that, everything else followed. His work improved. His confidence grew. Opportunities started to appear. The life he once imagined slowly began to take shape, not because things became easier, but because he became stronger. Ethan didn't wait for motivation anymore. He didn't wait to feel ready. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He moved, even when his mind resisted. Because he understood something most people never realize. Your life doesn't change when you feel inspired. Your life changes when you take control of your mind and do what needs to be done, every single day. And the moment you do that, everything begins to shift.